Hey yo, what's the deal? You know who it is. It's the Don, Tony Teflon, Teflon TV, and welcome to Up Against the Ropes. And in this edition of Up Against the Ropes, we're talking about the fight coming up, the big light heavyweight fight for the championship of the world. Bernard the Alien Hopkins versus Sergey Kovalev, the Crusher. And when I was planning on the beginning to do this fight and predict this fight, I was going to do a whole big thing on this guy's career and look at this guy's fights and break all that down and then give you all that. And then after I give you all that, then tell you on the end who I think is going to win the fight. Because obviously that's what this is about. Who do I believe is going to win the fight? Now, obviously, a lot of things can happen in boxing, so I'm not telling you that when I tell you this to run out and bet your fucking house or anything like that, or go and mortgage everything and go to Vegas and do that. I'm not telling you that. I'm giving you my opinion from a boxing fan, from a personal perspective of knowing the boxing game. I've been involved in the boxing game. I know a lot of boxers. I box myself, not on a professional level or anything close to that, but just, you know, you got to be in the ring to feel it, to really appreciate it. And I have been in there and I really do appreciate it. So I'm going to give you who I believe will win this fight. All right, and I don't think now, and I promise you that the next time I do something, my next video will be a very nice one. It'll be better. I'm gonna say better. It'll be much longer, more in depth, and I'll definitely get into it. But I really don't think I really need to get into this fight that much. Now, Oscar De La Hoya will tell you, and he posted things up there online. It says that Oscar De La Hoya calls this a 50-50 fight. I think the only reason that this fight is even in contention right now that is the fact of Bernard Hopkins' age. And we know as fight fans that boxers that are older, when they turn old and you see them get old in the ring, it's not a progression. It's instant. It's not like you see him wear down. This fight he looked bad, this fight looks bad, this fight he looks bad, he looks like shit. He looks great one fight, and they look like shit the next one. That's how it happens, and it happens just like that in boxing, and that's the deal, you know what I mean? So that is the real issue of this fight, because I think if Bernard Hopkins was the same age as Sergey Kovalev, this would not even be they wouldn't even be questioning that Bernard Hopkins would win this fight. So I think the only thing that they do question is the age of Bernard Hopkins. Is he at that point? Did he finally do to all he can do? And did he bite off more than he can chew, taking on the younger, stronger, hungry opponent? Now, when I look at Sergey, and I really look at it, when I look at his record that he's put up there, and let's look, the guy's got a fine record, you know what I mean? I think he's 26 fights, 25 wins, 23 by knockout, 1 draw. You know, he's got good height, 6 foot, he's got good reach, 72.5 inches. But when I look at his resume, and obviously the man has not had a lot of fights, he's only had 26 total fights. So, but when I look at his resume and I see these fighters, and I see Campbell and Cleverly and Sika and Agnew and Capriello, and these guys that he has fought, you know, and you can keep going down, Daniel Boone, Young, Woods, Johnson, Vargas, you know, Boone, Darnell Boone. I look at all these guys and I say, and I ask you this question: which one of those people are really impressive? Which one of those people did he beat that really makes you believe that he could beat Bernard Hopkins? Now, obviously, we know in boxing that fighters are put up by their promoters in fights to make them look good, to give you the impression. Maybe, I don't know if you ever seen a movie called The Great White Hype, but if you haven't, please watch it because it's fucking phenomenal. It really is. And it really shows a good side of boxing. It really shows a good backstory in boxing about the promotional aspect of it. And, you know, and it's funny, man. It's a great fucking movie. Anyway, besides that, so we see Sergey Kovalev knocking out all these opponents, you know, 2 rounds, 3 rounds, 4 rounds, knocking them out. But then it's funny because the fight before Bernard Hopkins, right? his promoters scared to death. And she said it. She's like, you know, I was never this nervous before. And in that fight, he gets knocked down. Now, a little bit of nerves and everything, but why is she so nervous if this guy is such a crusher? I'd like to explain to you or say this to you that I guess you could take if you don't get my take from this right now. I'm going to tell you straight up. I believe 100% that Bernard the Alien Hopkins wins this fight. I think he has the chance to knock Sergey out. I don't know if he'll do it, but I think he'll have the chance. I do believe he'll get him on the floor. And this is the reason why. Now, I know a lot of people, you want to say this guy hits hard. He's knocking everybody out. Yes, yes, yes. All right. We know that. Though the people he knocked out aren't really credible. I mean, they're fighters and they're in the ring, but there's no one special on that resume that you can name that's special, all right? No one that's not in boxing, a name that he beat is going to know. Bottom line. Only names he has in boxing that you're going to know are boxing fans. You know what I mean? Bernard Hopkins has beaten people that non-boxing fans know. You understand what I'm saying? That's how popular people he's beaten, and that's how much more of a talent. So I'm not going to go through all the people Bernard Hopkins beat, but what I am going to go through is this. Sergey Kovalev, he's in there. He's knocking out everyone. He's this big knockout artist. But the pressure of the moment before Bernard Hopkins' fight, we were so nervous, and his promoter, he got knocked down and got caught. Now he's actually in the fight itself. You know what I'm saying? So how is this man's nerves going to hold up? That's my first point. Point number two, Bernard Hopkins. It's been in this exact same situation 3 different times. 4 if you really want to look at it. And I'll say 4 times. Let's go back. Antoine Eccles, probably the hardest puncher. Bernard Hopkins, it says, the hardest puncher he ever faced. All right? I think that guy, he was undefeated. I don't know if he was 24-0, 24 knockouts, but he was close when he fought Bernard Hopkins. And I'm just going to top, man. I'm not looking at nothing, so please don't correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. It's something like that. He's had a huge knockout record, love. Bernard Hopkins went in there and beat him. He wasn't supposed to. All right? This guy was younger. He was hungrier. Bernard wasn't supposed to win this fight. He went in there and beat this guy. And then he beat him again in a rematch. Felix Trinidad. Crazy knockout power. Came off knocking out Joppy. Knocking out everybody. Stopped Vargas. Embarrassed Vargas. Ruined Vargas' career, if you ask me. Did all this stuff. Gets in there with Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins is not supposed to win. Bernard Hopkins whoops that ass. Kelly Pavlik, the ghost, beating the guy, beating everyone, knocking people out, left and right. Bernard Hopkins, not supposed to beat this guy. Guy hits too hard, too big. Beats him up. Antonio Tarver beat Roy Jones Jr., the great Roy Jones Jr., being the highlight of his life. Bernard Hopkins beats him up. Beats him up. So now we have again Sergey Kovalev, who's knocking out everybody. Who I think is not tested. Everyone thinks Bernard is old. But I think the fact that Sergey did not show a lot of great poise leading up to the fight, in the fight before, he seemed to be nervous. I think that may be too big for him right now, this moment. And I think that Bernard, being a mental fighter as well, will be able to use his mental ability in there to get in this guy's head from the jump. If Sergey doesn't hit him hard early, he's done. And if he does hit him hard and Bernard don't, I haven't seen Bernard Hopkins hurt. By all these dudes he fought, Bernard Hopkins does not get knocked out. I don't think people realize you don't get knocked out. You don't knock out Bernard. I've never seen no one even get close to doing that. He's fought big punches before. This is not new to him. So Bernard Hopkins, from experience, craftiness, guile, I think he's bigger, taller. I think Bernard Hopkins wins this fight, and he has the possibility of knocking this man up. And I also would like to hark back to John the Beast Mugabe versus Marvelous Marvin Hagler. The young, hungry guy who was supposed to go in there and beat the old veteran. And what wound up happening? Young, hungry guy put up a hell of a fight. But when you fight a guy, when you knock everybody out, and you fight a guy that cannot be knocked out or hasn't been shown to be knocked out, what do? Mugabe had no answer. And I don't think Kovalev will have an answer either. So I'm going with Bernard the Alien Hopkins by unanimous decision, but I think he knocks him down at least twice. All right? That's my prediction on this. Sorry this is so late. Hopefully people get to watch this before the fight and everything, and hopefully I'm right and you get to watch it after. But yo, if you like the way I do this right here, and I promise you the next one will be much better. I'll have a lot of pictures and everything else going up in there. But I just wanted to get that up there real quick so you have something on my opinion on it. So subscribe. Tell your friends about me. Thumbs up it. Share the video. And if you have any comments, please put them in the comment section, and please be respectful in the comments. And don't try to act like, listen, act like belittle people. There's no need for that. This is all debate and it's all conjecture. So let's just all just have some fun and just have some good times. Because my last video I did about Sugar Ray Leonard and Floyd Mayweather, I had to block like 6 people. And I really don't want to have to do that or shut off the thing because the comments they made are just too, you don't need to ride nobody's job like that. There ain't no need for that. Just state your opinion, and that's it. And that's the way it is. You know what I mean? So hopefully you subscribe. Hopefully you like it. You tell your friends, thumbs up it. And if you do, so I can keep doing videos like this, other videos besides my normal stuff. Obviously, I'll be back to my normal stuff soon enough. And until then, you know who it is. It's the Don, Tony Teflon, here on Teflon TV, still pulling the strings in the boxing genre, up against the ropes. Peace. Stay sexy.